Try to find the one who's listening to this right now. Not your thoughts, not your body, but the one who's aware. See if you can actually locate it. Right now, you think you're the one listening to this, but what if the listener is just another thought appearing by itself? You don't become enlightened by believing something new. You become enlightened by seeing something that was always there, but just completely overlooked. And the reason you've overlooked it is because you're looking from the thing you're trying to find. So in this video, I'm going to give you two types of self-inquiry, not theories or beliefs, but actual practices you can do to become enlightened. But you need to understand something up front. Enlightenment is not a conclusion or something you figure out. It's something you directly experience. And when it happens, you will know. Not because it sounds convincing, but because something very real shifts in your experience. The first type is asking and looking. This is the more analytical style of self-inquiry. But if you do it correctly, it doesn't stay intellectual, it turns into direct experience. The goal here is simple. Find the self, not conceptually or philosophically, but actually find it. Right now, it feels like you exist, like you're located somewhere. Usually that feeling is centered in the head or somewhere behind the eyes between the ears. So start there and ask yourself, where exactly am I? Don't answer with words, actually look. Try to locate the exact point that you are. But what you'll notice is that you can't actually find the point. What you find instead are sensations. Maybe like a pressure in the head or a tension behind the eyes, but those are just sensations. Now go further. You might go, okay, I'm the body, so test that. If your arm was removed, are you still you? Obviously, we'd say, yeah, but what about both arms? Still probably yes, yeah. How about your legs or your organs, or even parts of your brain can be removed and people still remain conscious? So the you isn't any specific part, so maybe it's the whole body, but notice what that actually is. The body is a collection of sensations, pressure, temperature, movement. Those sensations are appearing, but are they actually you? Or are they just being experienced? Now go deeper. Most people end up with the subtle assumption, I am the point where everything comes together, a kind of center or like a convergence point inside of the head. But look closely. What is that actually? Is it something you could see, touch, or is it an idea? Maybe an image in your mind, maybe a vague sense, but that image is just another appearance. And here's the key shift. If the I you're pointing to is just a thought or an image, then who is seeing that thought? Because now the self has become something that is being observed, which means it cannot be the observer, so keep going. Every time you think you found yourself, look again. Is it a sensation, a thought, or an image? If it is, then it's not you, because it's appearing. And this leads to something very strange. Eventually you hit this point where everything you could find is not you. And then the obvious question appears, so what is left? And this is where most people stop too early because the mind wants to jump to a logical conclusion, but don't answer. Just stay with the fact that you can't find a self anywhere. The second type of self-inquiry is called looking. And this one is a little less analytical, it's more direct. Instead of asking questions, you're shifting attention. Start simple. Put your attention on your foot and feel that. Now put the attention on your hand, feel that. So you can clearly see that attention can move between objects. Now here's the shift. Instead of placing attention on an object, place it on the thing that is aware. Not the foot or the hand, but awareness itself. At first, this is kind of confusing because awareness doesn't look like anything. It doesn't have a shape or location. But notice this. Whatever you're experiencing right now is appearing in something. There's this kind of empty space that everything shows up. Thoughts show up in it, sensations show up in it, the entire visual field shows up in it, and that space is what you're trying to notice. So instead of focusing on objects, relax attention backwards, almost like you're turning it in on itself. And when you start to get it, it kind of feels like an empty, stable presence. Not like dramatic, but just there. And here's the important part. Right now, awareness feels fused with the body, kind of like this. But if you keep resting as that awareness, it begins to separate. The sensations of the body stay where they are, but the awareness no longer feels located in them. At some point, if you stay with these practices, something shifts. And this is the main thing that you're actually looking for. You will physically feel yourself disappearing. Not metaphorically, but literally. It can feel like the center of you collapses, like the inside of your body becomes hollow. Like there was something there, but now it's gone. And this can be intense because it feels like you're dying, but look carefully. What's actually happening is this. The idea of a you located in the body is dropping. And what's left is just experience happening. No center, no owner, just everything appearing on its own. And this ties back to the most important insight. If the I is a thought, then there cannot be I having thoughts, which means that thoughts are just happening on their own. The sense of being a thinker was just another thought. This is why enlightenment is not a conclusion. You can understand everything I just said and nothing will change because understanding is still thought and thought isn't the problem. The problem is believing that thought refers to a real you. Enlightenment is when that belief breaks. Not logically, but experientially. And when you actually experience the fact that there is no one there, you will know. Because it won't feel like an idea, it will feel like something has been removed. This is not instant. For most people, it takes time, like weeks, months, or sometimes years, because you have to undo an entire lifetime of assumption, so you need to treat this like training. At least an hour a day, consistently, not like casually thinking about it, but actually doing the practices of looking and testing, observing over and over and over until something clicks. Here's my final point. Right now, it feels like you are the one doing this practice. Like you are the one who will become enlightened. But look closely. That you is just another thought, and that thought is appearing on its own. So the whole practice is happening without anyone doing it. And seeing this is the entire point.